Yeah, Ger McDermott, the FAI's grassroots director, on the show last night with Owen and Nathan. Really interesting conversation across the 50 minutes or so. Delighted to welcome to the show this morning to continue that conversation, Ger Murphy from the Waterford District Junior League. Morning, Ger, how are things?
Very good. And yourselves?
We're keeping well.
Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on. Much appreciated at this time of the morning. So this is a nuanced topic, not an easy topic. There are positives and negatives to what the FAI have been proposing here with the aligned calendar. So currently, a lot of leagues across the country go from September to May. This aligned calendar would see that effectively change to a whole year round with some caveats in there as well. So what do you make of all this, and where do you stand with the Waterford District Junior League?
The Waterford District Junior League we changed, this is our first calendar year this year. We wanted to embrace the season early so that we could give feedback to other leagues, FAI, but also to have the option of reverting back if it wasn't suitable, if it didn't work out. We ran a short league last from summer to December, and then we into the first full time now. Let's be fair, one of the reasonings behind it has to be the weather. We found that we had very few games between November and March for a number of years. This was leading to massive frustration on players and committee, especially the fixtures committee. Positives, very few cancellations now. More choice of days to play, easier to work with the other leagues. Yeah, I mean, look, we find it very positive in Waterford, but there has been negatives, there is challenges, and it's not going to be easy going forward. The FAI needed to do something. They needed to show strength, and they have done. So hopefully they'll stick with their guns on it, you know?
What are some of those negatives, Ger? Not to focus on the negatives, but I guess a lot of people are pushing back against this and across the country.
I suppose the negatives is more the younger ages. We need, you know, for ourselves, we have to give more choice into what break you have for the school exam times and things like that. At the moment, the school boys are still in winter football. So we have under 16s coming out in June, finishing their seasons. And if we didn't create something for them, they'd have no football until next March. So we're creating an extra under 17 league to accommodate that. There's really not massive negatives that we've come across so far. We normally would have our cup competitions at the end of the season, and that would normally be June, you know, the start of June finish. But we need to run them after the summer break because we don't want to be in a situation where we can't finish out our competitions due to weather in November. Our summer break, we've decided we'd go from July the 10th to August the 5th. Mm-hmm. But the arguments that are there about timings and all that doesn't make a lot of sense because leagues can choose. It's not March to November, it's a 12-year calendar.
Yeah, for a month. Yeah.
And people can pick and choose when they want to play. Yes, how do you make it attractive for them to come back for the second half of the season? That's also a thing. We have about a 4-week break, but in the winter season we'd have a 2-week break for Christmas anyway. One of the positives from an admin point of view we've found that there is actually some downtime. I haven't had downtime in 4 years. Until last December. So, yeah, there is, you know, it does help in that situation. The national and regional cups have been awkward for us because the teams are tied over 2 of our seasons at the moment. Now, it's going to help with the FAI Cups coming in line with the calendar next season. So that will be easier, but the Munster Cups will still be in in the winter season for another year or two. Yeah, the under-17s were split. So I don't find it. There's a massive GA argument, but to be honest, I don't see it because the timing that we play, there's really only a difference of about 4 weeks in our technical calendar at the moment. We would normally have finished around June the 10th and start on at the same time, August the 5th. So there's 4 weeks to a month of a period. Do I feel sorry for leagues that don't want to change? Yeah, I suppose I do, because there should be a choice, really. But at the same time, we're bound by a decision taken by the governing body, and it should be accepted, and it should be worked on. I mean, there's talks of some kind of splinter groups and things like that, but that doesn't make any sense. I mean, if somebody wants to appeal to the FIFA or UEFA, they should. But apart from that, our direct governing body in Waterford is Munster. If we get a directive from Munster, that's it. We abide by it,
Yeah, I think the naysayers, I understand it that from a calendar perspective, it won't suit teams. A lot of teams will miss players in the summertime. But you nailed it at the start there, Ger, and I've experienced this playing football growing up. I'm sure Shane has, and I'm sure everyone listening this morning has as well. Is that between November and March, there's so many games called off throughout the years, and essentially it boils down to our players don't have the football enough at their feet. They don't play enough games. And I don't know what the end goal here, whether it's just for participation, for social reasons that people want to play more football, or is it actually ultimately to manufacture more professional footballers? Because quite simply, I don't think kids are playing enough football at the moment with the current calendar. That would be my biggest argument for changing. You can sort out the details afterwards, but at the moment, there are too many games not happening.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I've been involved with all aspects of football, and from the training point of view, from getting the team ready for a Saturday game and it called off on a Friday night, and this happening week in, week out through the winter, they do get they're disappointed. They walk away from the game. You do lose players because of it. There's massive opportunities here to revamp the underage section and to create more interest and to enhance the skill set, especially of that. The adult game is more about participation in the whole generally. Once you get to an age, you're playing up the level you're playing. There will be exceptions, obviously, but I mean, from a development age, the opportunities are massive if people take them on board.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, it's good to get different perspectives on it, both positive and negative. Ger, thanks a million for jumping on with us this morning. Much appreciated.
Thanks for having me.